Hi, it's Handy Andy Tech Tips here. Now, Anthropic's Claude models have been gaining in popularity, and even causing a bit of an upheaval on the stock market. The company's small model, called Haiku, is a fast and inexpensive alternative to their flagship Sonnet model, and it's actually available for free in GitHub Copilot. You get 50 agent mode or chat requests per month, which is certainly enough to give it a try. So let's take a look. Now, if you don't already have Visual Studio, you should download the Community Edition, which is also free. The link is in the video description. When you're going through the installer, make sure to select the platforms that you want to develop for. I'm going to choose .NET Desktop Development, as my sample app for this video is going to be written in C#. Okay, so once Visual Studio is installed, open it up and then click Sign in with GitHub. This is necessary to access Copilot. After the sign-in is complete, click Create a new project. And then you'll get a list of templates. And what you want to do is scroll down and click on the C# Windows Forms app. That one. Now it will ask you for a project name, and I'm going to call mine Markup Demo, and you'll see why later. Now just go through the rest of the wizard and accept the default options. Then it's going to create our project. Open it up, and here we go. There is our form, the blank canvas on which we'll create our app. So I'm going to go into the View menu and show the toolbox, which will be useful for adding controls to our form. And then I'm going to pin it by clicking the little pin icon next to the close box. You can see that the toolbox has many different types of controls, and we'll use some of these later on. Next, I'm going to drag the Solution Explorer from the right side over to the left side of the window. This is where we can see all of the files in the project. Now, by right-clicking on the form and clicking Properties, it comes up with a panel where you can change the attributes. I'm going to change the text, which is the name on the title bar of the window, from Form1 to Markup Demo. Then I'll change the form border style from sizable to fixed single. That means that the window can't be resized by the user. And then I'll remove the maximize box by changing this value from true to false. Okay, now it's time to add some controls to the form from the toolbox. I'll find a text box and drag it on there, and I'll set the multi-line property to true. Then I can resize the text box to make it half of the width of the form. Now I can add a rich text box control, which can display special formatting, and I'll resize that to fill the other half of the window. Just to make things clearer, I'll also quickly add some labels to the form. So the regular text box will be called Markup, and the rich text box will have a label of formatted text. Okay, time for a first test. I'll launch the app by clicking on the play button on the toolbar, and here it is. You can see that I can type text in both of the text box controls, and it all seems to work quite well, but it doesn't actually do anything useful at the moment. So let's get the Claude Haiku agent to work its magic. I've opened up the GitHub Copilot chat pane on the right side of the window. If you can't see it in your installation, you might have to go into the View menu and find it there. So I'm going to make sure that it's in agent mode, and then I'm going to change the model from the default of GPT-5 Mini to Claude Haiku 4.5. Alright, now I'm going to paste in my prompt, and here it is. I am creating a new type of markup language, similar to HTML but using different types of tags. I want an application to demo this language. I want to use the two main controls that I have on the form. So then I say that I've got the multi-line text box on the left half and the rich text box on the right. And I say because of this, the output should be in rich text format or RTF. So I say, here are the tags I want to be able to use and which should be displayed correctly in the formatted RTF output. All of them, with the exception of the horizontal rule and the background color, can have text between them, and the text will be formatted according to the tag name, of course. So here are the tags that I want to have. So I've got a heading, which is like a H1 in HTML, if you're familiar with that. And then I've got horizontal rule, which is like a HR. And I've got paragraph, similar to a P. And then I've got background color equals, and then a hex color code that can be used to set the color of the document. And then finally, I've got bullet, which creates a bullet character like the LI in HTML. Okay, let's submit the prompt and see what the agent does. Now I like this feature, it actually asks you for permission to build the application so that it can test it itself automatically. So I'll confirm that. Alright, now it seems to be done and it's generated a lot of code as you can see. So let's give it a try. So I'm going to make a little sample document here, and you can see I'll put heading in brackets and it actually disappears the word from the preview, and then I'll type hello world and yep, look at that, it formats it as a heading. Then I'll do a paragraph and we'll say it looks like this is working, and yes it is. Do the close tag for that. Now put a bulleted list in, so I'll do bullet, and you can see it indeed it has the little bullet character at the start of it there. And finally we'll do a horizontal rule, but it actually doesn't seem to be showing up. I'm not quite sure why that is. So yeah, where is the HR? And then finally we'll try and change the background color of the document to a nice blue color, and that's not working either. Strange. So I'll go back to the agent and say, thank you, it seems to mostly work, but you could change a few things. Like for example, the rich text box background color should be white by default, and I'd like the font in the rich text box to be Times New Roman to make it more like a web page. The horizontal rule is not displaying, of course, and also the background color tag is not working. So we'll let it go and see whether it can fix all of that. Alright, it seems to be done, so let's try it again with another sample document. So the heading and the paragraph still work. The bullet, of course, still works as well. And you notice how I don't even need to put a closing tag in for the bullet, which is kind of quite interesting. And now I'll try the horizontal rule yet again. And still not showing up. There should be a line showing there underneath the bullets, and it's just not doing anything. I'll try doing a closing tag for that, but of course it doesn't make any difference. Okay, let's try the background color now. And yes, it's turned blue. Amazing. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the agent and say, you know, can you please make the horizontal rule display? It's just a line across the document. How hard could it be? So I'll let it go and see what it makes of it this time. So you can see it's added some new RTF code, which it says should make a great horizontal rule, but no, of course, when I go back to the program, it still doesn't work. Okay, well, I'll come back to the horizontal line later. For now, what I want to do is add another feature, which is exporting as an RTF file. So I'll put a button on the form and I'll call it Save as RTF. And then I'll double click on it to make an event handler, which the agent can use. So I'll say that I've added a button 1, which lets the user save the formatted files in RTF, and it should pop up a save as dialog, allowing the user to pick a location to save the file, and then get the formatted text from the rich text box and save it in an RTF file. Okay, so I'll do yet another sample document here, and I'll add all of the headings, paragraphs, bullets, etc. And then I'll put the background color in there as well. And you can see I've got a little Save as RTF button, which I can click on. And I can just go into my documents and just type a name for the file, so example formatted document. And then I'll just hit save, and yep, file saved successfully. So now if I go into WordPad and I open up this RTF file, you can see that pretty much all of the formatting has carried across. The reason why the background color didn't come across is that that's not a widely supported feature in the RTF format. It requires adding a color palette to the header of the file, and unfortunately the rich text box control in Windows Forms doesn't really support custom headers as far as I can see. So what the program's doing is just setting the color of the text box itself, not the file. But apart from that, everything's good. But that horizontal rule problem was still annoying me, so I made another file with the formatting and the horizontal rule in it as well. And then I went through the code of the application trying to work out whether it actually was adding the right RTF codes to the file. And then I remembered there's a much easier way of checking, is to open the RTF file in a plain text editor like Notepad, and then you can see all of these little formatting codes with the backslashes in front of them. And that section that I've highlighted, that is the horizontal rule, and that should work. So I opened up the file again in WordPad, which is of course a rich text editor, and it still didn't show up. But then I realized it actually might be a limitation of the rich text controls that are being used in both my program and in WordPad, because when I open the same file in LibreOffice Writer, it does show up. Look at that, that's the line that should have been there. So in other words, it's not the fault of the code that the agent put in there, it's actually a fault of Windows Forms and Windows rich text controls in general. Who would have thought? Anyway, to sum this whole thing up, what is my verdict? Well, I think Claude Haiku is a very capable and cost-effective model for coding. I was surprised how well it worked with a desktop C# application. But of course, as with any AI agent, programming experience is still required to use the tool to its fullest potential, because you need to have an understanding of the technical underpinnings of what's happening. Anyway, I'm Handy Andy, and I really hoped you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe for more AI tutorials.